This is Wandering Universe. In the last video, I talked about the devastating history of Rapa Nui, or as it's called today, Easter Island. In this video, I'll talk about the mighty statues, or the big beasties I call them, that still stand on the island till this day. So, put your seat upright, fold your tray tables away, and fasten your seatbelt, because we're about to go exploring. Here we go. Here we are. This is what you're going to see from the air. Remember from the last video? Okay, here's the map shown on the flight screen. Now, just keep in mind that there are 3 volcanoes, extinct volcanoes on the island, and note where the statues are positioned around the coastal edge of the island and where they're facing. So, just keep that in mind. And now we're going to come close to landing. Here we are. That's the extinct volcano. And the landing strip, the airport, is just about here. Okay, let's go. Let's go exploring. This island is in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. It's truly an isolated island, far away from everything else. This is the capital city of Hangaroa, and the only capital city, and there's no other township on the island. That's it. What you see is what you get. And here is the beach culture. So, I don't think you're going to go sunbathing there, but yes, you can go sunbathing here, okay? If you're planning your next holiday, then this might entice you. All right, let's go exploring on the other side of the island. Yes. These stone statues are called Moai. They stand on platforms known as ahu. They stand tall and erect facing inland and a few facing the ocean. They stand in numerous locations around the coastal region of the island, and yes, there are no trees on this island except for this. Yes, what you see is what you get. A Norwegian explorer, Thor Heyerdahl, said the island was colonized by people from South America. That's his theory. Whilst Eric von Daniken claims extraterrestrials. Now, he's pretty ambitious on that theory, but let's see if we can take it to the next level. The 900 Moai standing were quarried from Rano Kai, an extinct volcanic crater. Aha! That's what it looks like here. The name of the stone is called Ranurawaku, a volcanic tuft from the slopes of Teravaka, the quarry. So, as you can see, this is just an example. As you can see on the outer edge of the crater, there are none in here, but if you go on the other side of the slope, there are lots more to be found. And this is an example of a quarried site. So, there's evidence there to suggest that they quarried these stones, as you can see. Now, this tuft is soft rock made from volcanic ash that can be compacted and carved to create statues. Now, I'll just show you here. Now, these statues stand between 12 to 30 feet tall and each weighing between 10 to 80 tons. Very heavy. They found the biggest one on that stood a mighty 70 feet tall and weighed 270 tons, and unfortunately that fell over. Now I'll give you another example of tuft used elsewhere in the world. This is a wall in Rome, and as you can see, it is very similar made and element to the ones in Easter Island. And once again, they've constructed this wall with precision and accuracy, and it looks like that they placed them on top of each brick very carefully rather than just do a hack and sack job. And this stuff is very similar to the one in Easter Island. So that's just an example. That's one of the walls there, and I'll go back to this one, and these ones are actually facing the ocean. So very, very interesting. And here's a fallen statue. That's a fallen one, and as you can see, it's from a nearby, looks like a nearby platform. and you wouldn't want to lift these up off the ground yourself with your bare hands, because believe me, you're not only going to break your hands and arms, you're going to break your back as well. So please, I advise you, do not do it. Currently, there are 887 statues still standing and have unearthed bodies buried underneath their standing heads, discovered in May 2012. This is what they've discovered. Now, just when you thought this is all you see, just the top half. But what you don't see, and what we didn't expect, is this: the torso, legs, and feet are way at the bottom. So this is where it gets very, very interesting. And just have a look at the way these statues, the face itself has been sculptured, and the way the nose is carved out. Oh, it's funny, it's got big nostrils. Jeez, big nose. You know what they say about a big nose? And here's another one. So if you compared the height of this woman and the height of this statue, yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So one must wonder, how were they constructed? What tools did they use? If the Polynesians knew about the Iron Age, did they develop iron tools to carve, chisel with precise precision, to sculpt these beasties, as I call them, with such accuracy? So think about that for a moment. Now, here's a little bit of food for thought about artwork and writing. So, this is called the Birdman that the Polynesians depicted on one of the, I think it's one of the back of the Moai, or one of the walls near the quarry. Okay, here's another one. This is gonna, get you curious. This is called the Rongo Rongo tablet. Now, if you look at the symbols carved, this is out of wood. I think there's one of stone. I'm not sure, but you can look that up online. If you have a look at the writing symbols on the tablet here, they're kind of in parallel with the Sumerian writing symbols, the Sumerian tablets, if you know what I'm talking about. Very similar, but they also kind of, get me if I'm wrong, but they kind of look a little bit Aztec-y as well. Okay, the Mayan tablets and their symbolic writing. So it looks kind of similar, but it is interesting that they say, some archaeologists have said that this form of writing actually goes back a little bit earlier than the Sumerian writing. That's very interesting. Here's the last piece. This is going to blow your mind a little bit. At the back of this particular Moai, there's carved inscriptions at the back of its head, the ears, neck, upper body, and the rest of the torso. Now, I'm not sure what it symbolizes or what it's saying, but I believe it could be an inscription of the identity of this particular Moai. It could also place the story of this particular Moai, who it was, where it came from. And also, if you look here, this could depict the location. This could describe the actual location, place where it came from. I'm not sure what this symbolizes. This could be mountains and a river. I'm not sure, but I could be wrong there. But it does seem quite interesting to the naked eye, doesn't it? I never knew about this up until recently. So it's good to actually, for myself, to actually go there and explore it physically, just to see what's the story behind this particular Moai and the others. So that's food for thought for you. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about the statues, how they were built, or why they were built, and what's the big deal behind it. And as well, we do have to ask ourselves, this very question. These Polynesian people, did they actually make these statues themselves? Or was it somebody else? Think about that. That's all for now.